Peace and blessings. I'm Steven Valencia. Today I'm breaking down a beat from my Why Not project. This one is titled Ouch. It's track number 4. So I'll start with the sample and then we'll get into how the track came together. Let's get right into it. So for the sample, I was digging through an old jazz record from like mid 70s. I won't say exactly which sample it is, but I'll let you guys figure it out. So I took a small section and then I brought it into Machine Software where I sliced it up. From there, I mapped out the chops on the keyboard and I just started playing around with ideas. So I was just feeling through the chops, looking for something simple. And then this note in particular stood out, so then I used this as my starting point. So instead of playing it forward up the scale of the piano, I decided to play it backwards. So going, walking backwards, you could say. And that gave it like a different movement, and that ended up becoming like the main idea. And that's pretty much the pattern that runs throughout the whole beat. It's really the backbone of the track. And now for the intro, I kept the same. I kept the sample in one-shot mode, so I don't have to hold the key down. And the envelope, it's set with a slow decay, which as you can hear, the sound naturally fades out. So that fade lands right before the drums drop, which helps the transition feel smooth. And then you'll hear all that come together once everything's all in. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the drums now. For the drums are pretty straightforward. We have our kick, we have a snare, some hi-hats for some movement. We got that bubble sound. We have an open hi-hat, and we have a gunshot. So I added a few texture sounds for ear candy, nothing too loud, just enough to add some character. Yeah, everything's meant to support the sample. We don't want to overpower it with all these unnecessary sounds. For the bass line, so the bass is just a simple sub bass. I followed the root notes of the sample so that everything stays connected to the sample. It's nothing complicated, just enough to sit underneath the track. And then if you could hear this texture in the background behind my voice, I added a bit of room ambience layered in just to give the beat some more air, like more depth. I also added this aquatic texture underneath. It's subtle, but it gives it some movement and some space. So I'll play it back from the beginning so you guys can hear how everything came together, especially how that intro fades right into the drop. Let's take it from the top. Well, that's the beat, you guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. If this connected with you in any way, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know who you guys hear on this. Subscribe if you want to hear more breakdowns like this. Until next time, peace.